Trading with confidence. Hi, it's Charlie giving you Saturday's video. I'm going to keep this one short today because I'm a bit under the weather this weekend. Now, in the week I did a video on why break-even stops are pointless. Obviously that was a headline grabber, but and of course we do need to move our stops to break-even at some point. But what was fascinating was some of the comments that I received, which weren't surprising at all. And yet people were saying, yeah, do you know what, Charlie? I know that I moved my stop up to break even, and I know that it's sacrificing my total profit, but I'd still rather do that. And because it makes me feel better, because I feel more comfortable, all of that sort of language. And I understand why people obviously want to do that, but isn't it illogical when you take a step back? It's illogical that you say to someone, here's a system, if you will, here's a strategy, and this strategy can either pay you 28% a year or 19% a year. The one that pays you 28% per year will have a win rate of, let's say, 50%, and this one at 19% gives you a win rate of 65%. The amount of people will say, do you know what, I'll still take that. Now, that comes back down to, as I've started this, confidence and a lacking of confidence. And so my beef, and this is why I do so many videos on trader mindset, is that people don't work on their mindset enough. Because if you're in this category, we say, well, actually, I'd rather have the 65% and 19%. Exactly identical strategies as I showed in that video in the week. It wasn't exactly these numbers, but where people would rather take the sacrifice in profit in order to be right more often, have a few more winning trades. Don't get me wrong, I understand why people do it, but you have to take a step back and logically say to yourself, that's a bit crazy, you know. And therefore, what do I need to do? Start asking yourself the right question if you're in that category. What do I need to do to get myself into this category? Because that is illogical, to take a big sacrifice just to make yourself feel better. And for a lot of people, they don't even realize they're probably trading with an approach that moving their stops to break even so much, which actually is probably unprofitable, not even profitable. But again, you know, what they're not looking at is back testing their data, you know, back testing their trades they have taken to see what would have happened if they had have left their stops or not moved them as aggressively to break even. So if that's the case, and we know that this is illogical, irrational thinking, it's totally understandable because we're all humans, and people that get into trading, of course, it's tough, and it's tough having the rejection of having, you know, being in a trade and it rolling back over, and then therefore you sitting there with for argument's sake, a 50% win rate with your strategy, when you know you could have been up 65%, and in the near term you'd be making or you know, you'd probably, with the 65% win rate, you wouldn't be taking those near-term losers, which is going to make you feel better. But in the long term, you're making a massive sacrifice. So what do I need to do in order to get myself into this category? Right, okay. So obviously, this is a mindset issue. So, why not spend more time working on your mindset than spending more and more time on the technicals of your trading strategy? You have to work on trading strategies, but even when you pick a trading strategy and do lots of back testing on it, which, you know, we all will do, there's only so much you can do on that, because a strategy, even when you back test it, a lot of them will just roll over in the real world, in real trading anyway. And yet people spend inordinate amounts of time on that, but not enough time on this. And what you might well find is you've actually got a reasonable strategy. You're just sabotaging it by moving the stop to break even as soon as you can. So work on the mindset and work on that acceptance of being wrong more often, but making more money in the long run. And the more that you can embrace that, working on that, and saying, look, I'm going to make this sacrifice here. I'm not going to be right as often, but in the long run, I'm going to be making more money. Just do a lot of self-talk with yourself and write it down as well. Write it down in a plan. All the different things that will happen. Oh yes, I will get into trades. They will get into profit, and then they will roll over and there'll be a full stop out. But evidence has proven from me testing my old trades that I'm still better off doing that than moving stops to break even to make myself feel better in this given trade. So if more people could spend more time on the psychological aspects of trading, then more people would be profitable at trading. It's not easy, because a profitable approach to trading isn't going to be easy. People want the stuff where they can, feel comfortable all the time. Trading takes you out of your comfort zone, and that's where you need to spend your time. So trade with confidence and build confidence. Look at the techniques you can do to help yourself build confidence. I am forever getting into trades and then seeing them roll back over and stop me out. It's always happening, but I'm so used to it, I'm conditioned to it, that I can deal with it. But I still have to work on my mindset. It's still a constant thing. But that's where confidence comes. You trust in your approach to the market, that it doesn't matter if that trade that's in profit pulls back, rather than thinking, no, I can't have been in a profitable trade and see it come back and be in a stop out. I would need to move the stop up to make myself feel better. Yeah, but if you took 100 trades like that and you moved the stops up, well, what's the result? Versus 100 trades where you haven't moved the stops up as aggressively, what's the result then? And there's your answers. So there's my little bit of food for thought this weekend with regards to trying to build confidence. And you build confidence from, yes, going back over your data, go back over your trade journals and really explore that and look at all the trades and what did happen, what you could have done differently, and see if you're being too aggressive on moving your stops to break even. That will help you build confidence, but you also need to actually write it down. Use this self-talk that I'm talking about here just in this last couple of minutes of this video to help you to rationalize your behavior and get rid of that irrational behavior. That's me done. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you next week.